Have you ever been in love with one of your coworkers? So in love, you have to stare at them like this. Because when you look at them, something comes over you. Where your heart starts to melt when you see him. Or you see her coming. And she's one of the top workers in your school. So you're sitting there waiting. Because you're so nervous, you don't know what actually to say to her because she's so beautiful. And it don't matter what color she is, you just love her. Or you see him out there stretching and doing yoga. So on your lunch break, you just have to stare at him through the window. You're so in love with him. And he's your coworker you work around every day. So you see him more than your own family. So you stare at him through the window. And how about your coworker Myron? He loves you so much, he just has to show you that money. And this is really a form of sexual harassment, but some guys at your job, this is the only way they can talk to you. They have to offer you money. But the way he's offering you money, he looks like a peeping Tom. And you've seen these kind of guys around. But don't forget, at every department, you got them damn gigolos. And they've been with every woman at the department. So when you see this kind of stuff here, you already know that this guy's the man there. They love him. They adore him. They would do anything. They would even take a bullet for him. You know, he's the kind of guy that you're going to get up in the morning and cook all kind of food for him. Eggs, pancakes, bacon, steak. You're going to cook up food for him because you love him. And you're going to slave in that kitchen for him. Because you guys have a connection. You guys work together. You're coworkers. He's going to sit there and eat that food. Still be a gigolo like he's always been. Still cheat on you. But it's something about him that has swag that you love. And those are the kind of men that you fall in love with at work. Because there's plenty of them. And in a lot of relationships concerning the job, usually there's kids involved. Big kids that you're going to have to deal with. And a lot of time that could be an awkward situation. Because you're going to explain that, hey, this is my coworker from work.
Like, crushes on each other.
And some of them don't understand that.
I don't have feelings for Merle.
You see, relationships happen a lot. You're always going to get people dating each other. But what about that other guy? The other guy who really loves you. Who talks about you all the time. Who generally is nervous around you. But you kick him to the curb. You look at him, you don't think he's good enough. You try to avoid him when you're at work. That guy. What about him? The guy maybe you don't think is that attractive because you're so in love with the Denzel Washington type. And these are the guys who's going to mistreat you, who's going to cheat on you with another woman and get her pregnant. And then is stumbling around trying to juggle two relationships. Or the Will Smith type. See, you people got it all wrong. You're loving the wrong guys. And that's the reason why the relationship never works. But you see, to be honest with you, in departments, you're around each other so much more than your family. So it's normal to become friends with them, to become close with them, because you're around them so much. But you know, some departments have a fraternization rule where you're not really allowed to date them or be with them in that kind of intimate way. Because some companies and departments, they can write you up over this. They can even fire you. They can even have the boss pull you to the side and ask you questions. Say, hey man, you know I can suspend you for dating Linda. But it always happens. You will fall in love. You will probably get married. It's going to happen because you're around them so much, you fall in love. Like Linda here, for instance. She's talking about a situation where she was dating her supervisor. She wasn't that in love with him, but the supervisor fell in love with her, started giving her all kind of money. And this happens all the time. The only thing, Linda took advantage of it. She let that supervisor spend his whole pension on her. Bought her all kind of diamond rings, new extensions on her hair. And she said she felt bad for a minute, but she took advantage of it and cleaned the supervisor out. And this is easily done with a supervisor because most of them are married. And sometimes the marriage isn't that good. So they're looking for that kind of attention. Any kind of attention the supervisor gets, it's like they fall in love quickly than a regular person. Because when a new officer or a new employee comes in, a supervisor gets excited because they have to go to him. They don't have no other choice. So they're going to give him that attention. And sometimes it goes to their head and it just overwhelms them where they start giving them money, paying for their nails, getting their hair done, buying them cars. You know, because most of the time supervisors make more than everybody else, so they have that extra money to spend on them. Getting their feet done, buying them lunch every day, letting them work the best spots, making their life easier just because they can do it. And it's sad because when they do that, you know, these girls are hurt and they're tormented. And every one of these girls usually fall in love with them. But some of them don't. They just take advantage of them, like this girl. She took advantage of her supervisor also, cleaned him out. And it's just sad to see because this happens every day. But this is what it comes to. Sometimes you fall in love with a coworker and you can end up in self-destruction. Even for men. You know, sometimes men try to avoid certain women at the job because they know the woman is in love with them. Like this woman really, really likes this guy. But he's holding back. Maybe he has a wife or a girlfriend. But she's been liking this guy since he started working for the company. So she tries her best to be nice, ask him questions. And you can see he's very nervous. He really, really doesn't want to go the extra mile, talk too long, because he knows in the back of his mind, she likes him. So sometimes it has to be a two-way street. If they both like each other, it can work. But it's always that one that has that hesitation. As you can see, where she's going to block him, she's going to try to really get his attention. And then you got that one where he just loves the girl so much, he just stares. He played a staring game, which can be very dangerous. Because she sees it. She sees him staring. And he just can't help it. Where she's just talking to him and kind of like, hey man, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and ask for what you want? She plays that role. Stop playing games. Just tell me you really want me. So now he's getting nervous because she's starting to get loud about it. Because she's getting frustrated of all the looks and not really saying anything. So now she's just ready to crack up and show everything. Like, look, I know you want me. Why don't you just go ahead and ask me out? What are you afraid of? You just staring at me but don't want to say anything. You always get that type. They just want to play looky-loo. This is Egg Dog 8. See you in the next video, and I hope you learned something. Bye-bye.